We got one viewer. Welcome back to the Tabernacle.
Hallelujah. God bless everyone. Welcome to the Tabernacle of Hedonism out there in New Jersey land. We are here, we are broadcasting, and we are legalizing marijuana and all of the other things that like to be legal, like democracy, freedom, freedom of speech, freedom from discrimination, and also freedom to live. Hallelujah. And remember, evil is live spelled backwards. Hallelujah. Right. Of course, Tom Miller is drinking beer on the patio over there, and he is getting warmed up to come on and start the show.
Is this the show?
Yes, this is the show, and we've even got one viewer in New Jersey. Hello, one viewer in New Jersey. How are you?
New Jersey. Jersey.
That's right, everybody. We're discussing tonight Toblerone. Toblerone actually is not Topomax, but it is Toblerone. It's chocolate. It's not the headache pill, which I'm actually going to have a show on the headache pill eventually one day. We had Topomax.
We have Topomax available too.
No, well, with Topomax was on topiaries. But and it was in preparation for the Topomax show. But you know, the pills are kind of boring and disgusting. So
Put them in the Toblerone.
So well, I had these really cool topiaries instead, and that got people's attention, and it didn't gross them out so much, and then they wanted to sign up for the show. And of course, we're also trying to encourage people from all sectors. Being Canadian, I believe that diversity is strength, because that's what Trudeau says, and he's our Prime Minister, our glorious leader. And so I am trying to promote diversity here at the Tabernacle of Egypt. Quaaludes, Placidils, crack, goofballs, liquid sunshine, heroin, bath salts. What is that? You mentioned a Robitussin or Tussin. Tussin. Yeah, that's my favorite drug there. Tussin.
The green Tussin.
The green Tussin. Yeah, I'm 60 years old and I still like Tussin, even though the label tells me not to do it. Yeah, the label says nobody over 50 should take Tussin. But no, I take it anyway. I take it even more. The older you get, the better the Tussin gets. That's right.
Put it in your Geritol.
That's right. Makes you feel better. Anyway, I would like to introduce the host of the show, Tom Miller. Take it away, Tom.
Of course, that's how our shows go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Undertown, Gainesville, Florida, home of the Fighting Gators and the Brain Institute. My name is Tom Miller. I'm the host of the Tabernacle of Hedonism, the longest running live open mic show in America. Yay! Toblerone show tonight. A lot of people say, how do you come up with the themes of the show? It's just we don't give a shit. We just, mainly, I'm going to tell you how it works. I'm going to give you the inside scoop. Pop screen for this microphone now. Inside scoop. Inside scoop. That's better. I went around town tonight trying to find Toblerone or Toblerone, if you want to be snooty and French and smelly and armpity. I like the French, I really do. Arthur Rimbaud. Do you know him? Greatest poet ever in French. A lot of people, and I'm sorry Mike Garvin isn't here, but a lot of people, and they'll back me up on this, he was into fecophilia with his intergenerational older gay boyfriend, who was also a romance poet. Now think about that. Let that run through your head for a minute. So let all that run. Let it run and smell. Get a little whiff of that.
He liked it muddy.
Best, he sure did. Best poetry that ever came out of France. I'm not insulting France. I'm just saying, if you really want to get into poetry, you need to get into poetry. You see what I said? You need to Toblerone your ass into poetry. Now, as for Toblerone, or Toblerone if you like, here it is. I went all over fucking town. I couldn't find these things anywhere. And I'm thinking to myself, did the Tabernacle ferry unload all the Toblerone from all of the CVS's and Walmarts around the neighborhood? Because I went everywhere. I couldn't find them anywhere.
Publix on 12th Avenue should have it, according to Google.
Google.
Hey, let's have a big hand for Google.
Google. You're lying.
Google, one of us. Google, one of us. Saw that movie, Chicken Lady. So anyway, let's get back to the candy, all right, and why we named the shows, why we do the themes. So normally what happens is I drink a brutal amount of alcohol throughout the show. I'm not even drunk yet. That's why the show is failing. But it's going to get better, I promise you. It's going to get ethereal. It's going to get exponentially weird. I promise you. Okay? But in the meantime, what I do is I get pathetically drunk. And then I talk to the Reverend Angel Dust, who I don't think drinks anything. Do you drink anything? Drink coffee. Only coffee, right?
Coffee.
Is that right?
Water.
And water. Oh,
And green tea.
don't even get me started on water. Green tea, right? And so then I go up in a drunken stupor and I go, are we here? Who am I? The Reverend says, yeah, what do you think the show theme should be next week? And I go, balls and jacks? And he goes, balls and jacks. And then he goes on the internet and he writes balls and jacks and he gets a picture of a squid. And then he just says that's the show. And then people bring balls and jacks to the show. And then that's what happens. And that's how we do the show. That's how we do it. No thought. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. That's how we do the show. So, in fact, you all found us. Thank you for coming. You're from out of town. You brought a couple of your friends there, and we love them. Thank you for coming. Thank you for finding the show. I want you to know, no matter what happens tonight or how fucked up things get, you're going to be better when you leave. Almost sure of that. Almost 100% sure. One way or another, you're going to be better. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you're here at the center of the universe, Gainesville, Florida, the known center of the universe. Most of you know I'm in a film program. I'm in, it's ridiculous. I'm in the David Lynch program at Maharishi University of Management, which is in Fairfield, Iowa. And yes, that Maharishi, the Beatles went there, okay? We do transcendental meditation. I highly, highly recommend it to everybody. And by highly, I mean the Reverend Angel Dust's kind of highly recommended. It's really, really good for everything and everyone and the universe. Highly recommended. Okay. And you get to talk to David Lynch in this program, the great film director of Blue Velvet, the film director of The Elephant Man, the film director of The Straight Story. And if you haven't seen that film, The Straight Story is a rated G film that David Lynch did for Disney. That's how fucked up this school is, this program. It's wonderful. Really get your mind blown. And the reason I mention that is because I'm in school and my next project is to write a screenplay, a full screenplay for a movie, a 130-page movie. And I've already written one called Roach Buddy. That was first semester. It's a great film. Wait till you see it, Roach Buddy. And the second one is called The Tabernacle of Hedonism. I'm 6 pages into the treatment. I'm having a professional from Hollywood look at it right now. I'm not saying who it is or whether he's here tonight. He is, and he's looking at it. But Toblerone, let's get back to this, okay? We have the only Toblerone in Gainesville here tonight. I'm certain of that. We also know a few things about Toblerone that I want to share with you. Number one, Toblerone recently, months ago, got the Hallel certificate, meaning that this is super kosher.
Wow.
That really irritated everybody in Europe because, and you know we're open-minded, we welcome everybody of any color, race, creed, sexual orientation, gender, etc., etc. Whatever you got going on, we want it. And we want to share it. And we have rooms for that. But what I wanted to say was, thank you very much. What I wanted to say was, Europe got very angry. They're like, oh, so now you're making candy for Muslims. Muslims, we ain't gonna eat your Arabic candy no more. Fuck you. How dare you? And Toblerone actually never ever changed anything about their recipe. They're just doing their thing, man. It was actually the government and that went around checking to make sure so that people who are Muslims that they welcome into the deal that they're not eating whatever they don't want to eat. It's all nothing to it, not a big deal. They're like, man, Toblerone used to be cool. They used to be British. They used to be snooty. They used to be European. They used to smell like French people. And now, yeah, that's my French accent. And now they're just making Muslim candy. I ain't gonna eat it. I ain't gonna eat it no more. And then Toblerone double fucked up because they're like, I think we shall change the size and shape of our candy bar. And people were like, no, you fuckers, change my candy bar? You're gonna make the mountains of the candy bar bigger or smaller so I can't fit my fingers in them? This is a weird candy bar. I don't know if you ever opened one of these things. They're shaped like mountains, right? If you look at the Toblerone insignia here, it's a tiny little mountain. If you look really, really closely, there's a secret bear. A bear in the mountain.
It's part of the Illuminati.
Yep.
It is Illuminati. It's totally fucking. It's like American money. You know the shit that's going on in there. That weird eye pyramid thing. Same thing here. I know what they're doing. We know. The alien motherhood. Sorry, that's what's happening. That's why there were no Toblerones anywhere, even at the gas stations. where I go to find my exquisite chocolates. Well, that's where I found these, you know. Yeah, welcome to Walmart. Any of those Chinese children working for Beaton's, did they make any fake Toblerone I could buy? Talking in French now. Anyway, we have two. That's good. So you're not leaving already, are you? We have plenty of time. Okay. People have to wait a half an hour before they storm out of the show and scream. Okay, we're getting there. We'll get there. But anyway, so Toblerone. So anyway, the people rose up, democracy in action, and Toblerone said, we will not micronically change in any major tiny way the little mountains of our candy bar. Will, you're okay. And I started thinking about George Lucas and Star Wars. Remember how we saw Star Wars? We know Han Solo shot that fucking guy, Guido or whatever his name was, first. He shot him first. He's like, boom! And then George Lucas remade it, and he's like, well, I like Star Wars to be friendly. You know? Yeah, be fucking friendly, right? Darth Vader slaughtered the younglings. Be as friendly as you want. Yeah, go to Disney. Do the Disney parade. I'm Darth Vader. I'm the head of the parade at Walt Disney where you bring your children. I killed children. I slaughtered the younglings. Da-da-da-dee-dee-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Let's make Star Wars world, Star Wars land. What are we going to do there? We're going to kill, kill, kill. What the fuck is going on? I don't mean to go on a rant here. I'm just saying, Toblerone. So let's just keep to the subject. So anyway, the point I'm getting to is when George Lucas said Han Solo didn't shoot first, the Guido shot him first. And he was doing defensive maneuvers. I was like, I hate the fucking liberal left in this country. And I'm one of them. I hate myself. I hate myself.
Be positive for being negative.
I am. I'm being negatively positive.
No,
Yes?
don't do that.
Well, you get up here, fucking you talk.
I will.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage our evangelist, the one, the only, the incredible Granny. Love her. You need her in your life. And this is as religious as this show's ever going to get. By the way, we do it all. So if she talks about Jesus, don't go storming out of the building because you love your whatever your thing is, Buddha or whatever the fuck you're worshiping. I love you, baby. How you doing? Good to see you. All right, straighten me out, Granny. Tell them what's up.
Granny, everybody, give it up.
Hi, y'all. Get out of the limelight. Yeah, I'm Granny. But I'm also Marty Lostrom. I'm just as human as the rest of you. I want to thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all. I am a true evangelist. So if y'all will be quiet for a minute, you don't have to close your eyes. Lord Heavenly Father, I thank you for allowing us to be here tonight. I thank you, Father, for allowing us to love one another, to find the positive side of things, and to be real with ourselves. Father, most of all, I thank you for allowing me to be able to stand up here and help these people whatever way they need. Father, I love these people. These are good people. You made them. Each one is original. I thank you for that. Help them find their originality. Help them find their peace. Lord, this is a special night because we have new people here. We have the old people here. Not in age, but in years of being here. Father, we love you. We praise and we glorify you for who you are, not for who we want you to be. Help me, Father, teach these people how to be who they are, not what others want them to be. Father, I thank you tonight for putting a hedge of protection around each and every one of them. Guide them, Father, and love them. Teach them, Father, to love themselves first before they allow someone else to change them. I thank you, Father, for this night, because you made it special for us. I thank you for allowing us to be here and be happy, no matter how fake, false, real it might be. It's not up to us to judge. Father, I thank you today for allowing me to finally get fulfillment of my apartment. Opening this place. Thank you, Lord, in the name of Jesus. Folks, I want you to know that there's times that I'm prepared to pray, there's other times I'm not. This may seem like one of them, but there's been a lot going on today. I finally got the stove and refrigerator in my apartment, so I'm a little bit excited, man. So, look, I don't stand up here and just pray. I try to teach y'all to be happy, to be positive, to look at the side of things that without the negativity and the drama. It's not easy, because I sure have been going through the negativity. Believe me, it's not easy at all. But each and every one of us can do it. Wherever negative, there's at least 5 to 10 positives. Find them. Once you start finding them, eventually it become a little easier to see. At first, it's really hard. And you'll come against times that'll be hard for me again. You just gotta keep pushing on. Keep looking up. You know, I love y'all. I really do. And I thank y'all for coming. That means a lot to me. And it helps the show. Y'all have a blessed night.
How about it for Granny, everybody? Give her a round of applause. The Lord.
Ladies and gentlemen, Granny, a true evangelist, watch this. I have about no money in my life. I mean, none. But I can reach in here and pull out, because I didn't pay to get in, and none of you did, $1. I need this $1 to buy more Toblerone, but I'm going to sacrifice it for the greater good, because Granny will take this $1 and turn it into $100,000. That's for you, Granny. And I encourage each of you to do the same, because that $100,000 will come back to you tenfold by way of karma. We don't ask for any money at this show. We don't circulate a hat. We used to. We probably should. We also used to charge cover, but we don't do that. So everybody give Granny a couple bucks. Okay? Or $1 or whatever you got. Now, go ahead and give Granny a shot of that secret stash. You know what I'm talking about. No, I'm just kidding. If only. Granny, thank you. Thank you. We're going to take your message and make this show rock. Ladies and gentlemen, we do this show like it's Madison Square Garden. We don't give a shit if there's 2 people or 12. Or 20,000. We do the show the same way. And with that in mind, I'd like to introduce somebody who has played the stages of thousands, and he's played the stages of 1. This is our spiritual leader, and tonight's message is the one you need to hear at this very moment in time that brought you to this place. Somebody even cabbed in. Somebody's getting out of a cab. I'm a little scared of that, but let's see who shows up. Should be interesting. It's either going to be Joaquin Phoenix or somebody we don't know. One of the two. Could be Joaquin Phoenix, though. I mean, he's a... That's James Wesson? All right, fair enough. James Wesson is one of the founding Tabernacle Secret Council of Society deacons. If James Wesson comes in here, it'll be like 10 men coming in here with the most beautiful, luxurious hair you've ever seen and the most magnificent beard ever put on a man. He is a man, isn't he? I mean, I don't want to get in trouble these days. Whatever he is, whatever's coming in here, it's going to be James Wesson. We're going to make sure he gets a little air and stage time. In the meantime, well, let's just wait and see. Let's just wait. Is he driving the cab?
He's driving the cab. He's sitting outside.
So he's in the cab. He's the driver of the cab. Okay, does anybody need to get out of here? This is your chance. Somebody asked him if he's going to be off and he can come in and perform later. Tell him we have Toblerone. He'd like to eat that. Yelling at him like a zoo animal. He's going to get, Toblerone. Come in.
It was his idea to have the Toblerone show.
It was? James
Yeah.
Wesson? This is a James Wesson inspired show?
Yeah, he said you had to bring the mic to him.
Great. Tell him we don't have a cord long enough. Tell him to drive the cab into the, we got a door. We can open this door and he can drive in. Can we do that, Alan? Is that okay? Or will we all die from carbon dioxide? Can we get him to drive in? What's that, Tabernacle Ferry? Okay, is this the show? Does anybody know if this is the show yet? Who are you people? Nobody's there. All right, let's go. Let's get it on. That's what I'm telling him. I think he should drive in.
You need a ramp.
I don't think it's wide enough for a car, though. Wait, is there a ramp? Is there even a ramp, or is he just going to run into the building?
He should just back in and grab the engine so
Okay, let's get that door open. Let's breathe some fumes. Anyway, it's Toblerone night. As you can see, we connect this show to our theme. Tapeworm is here, everybody. Give Tapeworm a round of applause. We love you, Tapeworm. We know you bike in from like Egypt or something. I mean, where do you come from? Did you bike in tonight?
No.
You came together, you two, like in a normal vehicle? Didn't you skateboard down here from Micanopy one night or something like that? Somebody did. Somebody did. Bill's here. Bill's been to my shows for years. Like 30 years almost. Bill, thanks for being here. Right. Okay, I guess you're waiting for some entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, continuing with the religious portion of our church, the one, the only, telling you, is that Cowboy? Is that Cowboy? No, that's, I know who that is. Okay, we just met. In the shadow, you look like our notorious resident artist Cowboy, but we'll see. Yeah, he'll be up soon. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get going. Please welcome to the stage. Wasser asleep yet? No, he's still awake? Fuck. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the one, the only, for this week's sermon, our spiritual leader, the Reverend Angel Dust. Give him a round of applause. Reverend Angel Dust. Jesus Christ. Use the loud mic so it hurts. Reverend Angel Dust. Give him a round of applause. Come on.
Hallelujah. God has blessed everyone. I would like to bless my brother, who is 59 years old, and we just had brought him down from Jennings, Florida, and by way of Lake City, and we were giving him a birthday party, and I'm very happy that he's made it here all these 59 years. Hallelujah. God has blessed him. I'd also like to bless all of the saints, patron saints of the Tabernacle of Hedonism. Who was that guy who went after somebody with a meat cleaver?
Oh, that was the wizard, our wizard.
The wizard.
Yeah, he's left us also. He passed away from throat cancer recently.
He passed away.
Well, they did.
Oh, yeah.
They did.
They did.
Yes, he referred to himself as two people always. So they're gone.
And I believe that he is canonized.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Okay. Was he a burlesque dancer?
No, but anybody in our church that chases somebody with passion, with great passion down the street with a meat cleaver and goes to prison and lives to tell the tale until they die of throat cancer is always going to be canonized at the Tabernacle of Hedonism.
Yeah. Show. That's the show.
Now, the other two patron saints of the Tabernacle of Hedonism, Lady Chase and Lady Pearl, were burlesque dancers. And so I would like to praise Lady Chase and Lady Pearl. Lady Pearl was a football player. I actually played football in high school. Yep. And Lady Chase was a Navy SEAL. And yeah, cross-dresser, obviously. I never had the opportunity to ask him about his sexual orientation. But so that remains a mystery in my mind, and only the goddess knows. Only Lady Chase knows, and the goddess knows, but maybe that's the way it should be. However, he was a burlesque dancer, and he was a Navy SEAL. I am a pacifist. I have misgivings about the armed services. I do not like the institution of war. However, I never held it against Lady Chase for being a Navy SEAL. I never held it against him. He never held it against me for being Jewish, for which I am eternally grateful. Thank you, Lady Chase.
How about Canadian?
Canadian?
Gross, you're Canadian? Gross.
Well, the Canadians never had anything against Lady Chase for being a cross-dresser and a burlesque dancer and a Navy SEAL.
Right.
At least the Canadians I know. And so they, in fact, thought it was a great thing that he was managed to be all three things in his lifetime. So the Canadians that I know were very much in support of what he stood for and what he achieved in his lifetime.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Lady Chase.
I know he never mentioned Canadians or anything. Imagine during his military career, he might have gone on joint maneuvers with both the Canadian Armed Services and the Quebec Armed Services.
Joint maneuvers, you say?
Yeah, they do joint maneuvers.
I bet they do.
With joints.
With joints. They have, they actually, do joint maneuvers with the Canadian Army and then also the Canadian Army in Quebec, which would eventually become the Quebec Armed Forces if Quebec ever becomes an independent country. So that's pretty much how Lady Chase and I, got along. He accepted me and I accepted him.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Is this the show?
Yes. So, I imagine there are people out there who have nothing against burlesque. They just don't, and the fact that Lady Chase was a burlesquer, but that, they may find burlesque not, appealing as an art form. But of course, it had nothing to do with the fact that they actually respected the saint and what he had, the wisdom he conveyed to all of us. Hallelujah. Tom Miller, of course, represented downtown Gainesville, and Lady Chase represented the contingency from Lee County. And they would meet together at the laboratory every week, and they would mingle, which I thought was wonderful. There are actually, believe it or not, a lot of kindred spirits in Levy County and downtown Gainesville.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. God is blessing. And there's a lot of actually, commonality. And the people who actually intermingled at the laboratory from Levy County and downtown Gainesville discovered that they had a lot of in common, which I think was really, really good, because Levy County is predominantly red, but downtown Gainesville is predominantly blue, and you have lots of polarization, and so you actually got a unifying spirit, which we believe the great dumpster goddess Jamba is, of course, the unifying force of the universe and of the celestial outlets beyond the universe, because there are many, many universes beyond the universe, and probably many, many universes in an atom and inside, and perhaps all of these universes all together make bigger universes, and so on and go forth. But in fact, we could actually be a atom in a form of intelligent life. Actually, we're looking for intelligent life out there in the universe, and we could actually be part of an atom of intelligent life.
Hallelujah.
So, the intelligent life is always here. We just can't communicate with it because we're only a very small microtesimal part of it. And nor will we ever be able to communicate with it. Yes. But anyway, Lady Chase, thank you for being, in fact, all of the burlesque dancers here, we send out our prayers, our support, our everything else. Please, if you enjoy what you're doing, we support it.
Yes.
Do that which is right, and that is to be
Do that which is right.
Tabernacle of Hedonism.
Yes. That's what we're all about.
Yes.
Right on.
And it is healthy to talk about what we feel is right. Hallelujah. It's healthy and actually find commonality like we did at the laboratory. Anyway, are there any special prayers out there? I'm calling in the prayers. Pardon?
I think she said Madonna, and that's a very good one because. Did you say Madonna or blah blah? Blah blah.
Is that the Falala Lama? Okay, special prayers for the Falala Lama.
Sorry, I thought it was Madonna.
That is our spirit of Christmas here in the Tabernacle of Hedonism. You have the Dalai Lama, and then you have the Falala Lama.
For Skeletor Cat.
Yeah.
Skeletor cat.
Or
Good prayer.
Skeletor Cat, yes,
Excellent.
hallelujah.
Yeah, let's help
Thank
that
you.
thing.
All right,
Part of the universe.
part of the universe, part of a warmer climate.
Yeah,
back
by
in
the way, if
Pleistocene.
anybody wants to touch Skeletor cat, it's on table 1.
Yes.
Table one.
Any other special prayers out there?
Skeletor cat.
Oh, Skeletor.
Zika virus
The
is not,
Zika virus,
not
yes.
doing very well. I'd like to encourage it because there's too many people on planet Earth. Let's get this thing going.
Hallelujah. Famotidine. Let's have a special prayer for famotidine.
Right, and that's the theme for next week's show, Reverend. Let's do it.
Famotidine. Okay.
Famotidine.
I will bring bottles of famotidine for everybody to share.
Please do. If I can't find fucking Toblerone at the Texaco, I'm sure I can find some Flamotid or whatever you say.
Famotidine.
Famotidine. I don't even know what that
Famotidine.
is. What is that? Diarrhea medicine? What is that?
It prevents pneumonia.
It's next to the tussle.
It's next to the tussle.
Yeah, let's get that.
There's
Let's
an
get that
expert
thing
right there,
elevated.
down there, a resident expert on the diversity of usage of drugs.
Bill, can I get you to do a lecture on that drug next
Good
week?
for anything, any ailment that you have.
Awesome.
Famotidine, yes.
Famotidine! The Famotidine show! This is going to be the biggest thing we've ever done.
All right, hallelujah. Our mother,
Our mother,
who groweth
who grows, everyone.
the greatest
The
green
greatest dream.
up there in the Ojambosphere,
Out there in the atmosphere.
under the influence
Under the influence.
of the domestic that they trim up there. Oh, high and holy
High and holy.
is a great dumpster mother.
The great dumpster mother.
Mellow is at her.
How is that?
Officer friendly.
Officer friendly.
Please forgive me
Please.
for wandering around the parking lot at Cafe Risque at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was only doing this because I'm on the tree committee in Micanopy. And I've been hearing about all of the horrible things going on in the parking lot.
You can say that. What the fuck did you say even?
And I will be, that's the way I came in, just 10 feet over there. You are doing your patrol and I am doing my patrol. I was born on October 29th, 1958, and I live at 3341 Southeast 19th Avenue.
You're from Canada.
And if she finds anything suspicious,
And if she finds anything suspicious,
other than the decomposing body a quarter mile down from the firecracker store, I have no idea how it got there.
I do.
Jesus must have put
That's
it
why.
there.
That's what happened.
Because Jesus was the kingpin, and he died for all of our drug deals and paraphernalia possessions. And I will testify to this in a court of law
Thank you.
under oath.
Under oath.
And of course, I will be found innocent
Of course, I will be found innocent.
because Jesus died on the cross 2,000 years ago for whatever I am possessing.
What are you possessing?
I think I might be possessed.
True confession.
Oh my God.
For thine is the cow pie, the rain, and the shroom.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
A woman, a joint, a lady chase,
A lady chase.
a lady pearl,
A lady pearl.
a murph,
A murph.
a joint.
A joy.
God has blessed them all. Hallelujah.
The Reverend Angel does, ladies and gentlemen, an incredible, passionate speech. Reverend Angel does, give him a round of applause. I would be nothing without that man right there. He would be plenty without me. We like noise, don't worry about it.
Thank you for helping
We're going now. We're going.
Spread the word.
Is everybody ready to go?
I already told you something.
Dubitopia. We got all kinds of stuff. We have the classic musicians here. Many, many people who have suffered and died to be here, and now they're part of our canon. But we also have good stuff. It's working together. Everything's working. We also have people who've never been here before, and people who've only been here once in a great while. So we really have a diverse group of people who are going to diversely express what it is to be a human being standing on the stage in the Tabernacle of Hedonism. And we take that role very seriously. Indeed we do. Let there be no mistake. I always wanted to say that because political people say that all the time. Make no mistake. Well, fuck. How about make some mistakes? How are you going to learn anything if you don't make any mistakes? Next time I hear a political guy say make no mistakes, I'm going to make a mistake. Make no mistakes. Make a lot of mistakes. I pray that everybody here makes a shit ton of profoundly fucked up mistakes in their life so they can figure out how to do it right. Can I get an amen? Make no mistake. Make a bunch of them. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage. We're just going to plug his guitar in and we're going to do a quickie check and take our time with it. There's no rush or pressure, especially if you're drinking PBR. By the way, PBR has a drink window of 4 minutes. So if you get a nice ice cold PBR, you got to get that done in 4 minutes or you're drinking, I don't know what you're drinking. 4 minutes. So if you're going to drink those, we'll get you one. You got to drink it fast, okay? Okay. You're ready, right? Eddie, thanks for coming, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie's got a guitar. Let's see what he can do. Eddie, give him a round of applause.
Eddie, everybody, a round of applause.
I can contribute to the weirdness. You can keep playing that weird sound.
You want the weird sound?
Yeah, can you keep playing that sound? You never listen to me. You were too young to see the dark side of me. Now you've grown up and I tell you, son, I tried to keep the love. We ran away, you know, we tried to keep you safe, but we made a big mistake. We got a confession to make. We were so distracted for all those years. You're gonna spend the rest of your life holding back the tears. When I speak to the mind, baby, I'm something you hold. You know that I know your mother. Stop the pain, stop the pain, stop the pain. Put them into order. Cut down the rest, the land we have taken. 'Cause we are the day, Trees want revenge. They see me are but men, and land to defend. I can go and say we stand. And see the signs of weakness. They can do without the trees making noises just to freak me out. Town is getting closer. They're planning their attack before we all know it. We'll be ground for a sight. The trees were here first. When we're all gone, the trees will take over. New day will come. They see the signs of weakness. They can do without the trees making noises just to freak me out. Yeah, this is my newest one. I've been working on it for about 2 years, and I finally figured out another part for it, so it's finally done. Well, everybody's got the same problem. I hear you can't sleep at night on natural lifestyles. We know it ain't right when you can't sleep at night. Something in the air all the only decision. A heart attack waiting to happen. Underneath it all, natural patterns starting to show up in the ceiling on the floor, on the wall. Maybe you can take a pill before you go to bed. First we should start breaking down all the chaos you created in your head. We all need our peace and rest. I'm gonna sing you a lullaby so we can sleep tonight. You ain't gotta worry about a thing, 'cause everything's gonna be alright. Everybody's got the same damn problem. I hate you can't sleep at night. Unnatural lifestyles, please know it ain't right when you can't sleep at night. 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 Another one?
One more. Let's do it.
Oh, shit. Hold on.
Oh man, really? Ultimate guitar.
Wow, that's remarkable. Hooray! Thank
I
God.
earned it.
John Bob.
I don't wanna ride on the bullshit roller coaster anymore. The wall it's about to hit is getting closer, it's for sure. I don't wanna ride on the bullshit roller coaster anymore. And it's opened up the door to a world I've never known before. Cause I've been on the edge for most of my days. Gives me a chance to see everyone's face. If I was still in college, I'd be in the haze of a ride that crawls through a buggy And I don't wanna ride on the bullshit roller coaster anymore. The wall it's about to hit is getting closer, it's for sure. I don't wanna ride on the bullshit roller coaster anymore. Well, it's a good thing it's a short life. I don't know if I'm right, but it keeps me on my toes. Well, I don't wanna sit in traffic, I don't wanna pay my taxes. I don't wanna be afraid of the time as it passes. And you believe what you see on TV. You say the joke of freedom and liberty. You are what you've been, not what you can do. You're locked in and out, even looking for the key. Cause I wanna ride on the bullshit roller coaster. The wall it's about to hit is getting closer, it's for sure. And I wanna ride on the bullshit roller coaster. And it's full, and it's opened up the door to a world I've never known before.
Tom,
Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. You honor us with your music, presence. Thank you. Just pull it out. If it makes a noise, all the better. Yeah. Come back again.
we're doing a music block, everybody. We're gonna have one of our Gainesville stalwart epochal incoming asteroids take the stage for you. And then we're gonna go after this to my hometown in Miami, and we're gonna hear from this gentleman right here with a cool fucking hat who's traveling through town, discovering the known center of the universe. Behind me, you will be seeing the setup process, the one and only blueberry season. Even in, what are we in, February and March? We're not supposed to have a bunch of blueberries there. This will be summertime. Even in February and March, the blueberries reign supreme. I'm just saying some bullshit now to get blueberry season onto the stage. Come on up here, blueberry, and get your beer going. We're going to be miking this amplifier, which is a beautiful. Okay, I've just discovered something new about Blueberry that I didn't know. The amp he's using is an Esteban guitar amp. And I want to tell you, okay, I was skeptical. I saw the advertisements like everyone else. If you buy an Esteban guitar and an amp or whatever, and it's only like $99 or $150, so it wasn't very expensive. What? It ended up being $13. That's a good deal. Anyway, a friend of mine played a show, and it was fucking amazing. The sound of the guitar was mind-blowing. It really was. And I said, what guitar is that? And he said, it's the Esteban guitar. And I said, what do you mean? Which one? And he goes, the television Esteban guitar. I bought it off the TV, came with a free case, and I guess a $13 amp. And I said, can I play that fucking thing? And I got that guitar. Now, that's not the guitar you're playing, but I played that fucking Esteban guitar, and I'm like, this thing sounds like God. I don't care if it falls apart in a year. It sounds really amazing, better than any guitar I've had. I played thousands of dollars worth of guitars. I mean, I played guitars that cost, $4,000, and they, compared to the Esteban guitar,
they're blessed.
Fucking, the Esteban guitar rules.
They're blessed, man.
So don't knock it until you try it, is all I'm saying. Anyway, blueberry season's coming up. Then we're going to hear from Battle Funk from Miami. You see what's going on over here. You know you're in for it. And then we're going to get our friend, okay, to come onto the stage. Then John Wasser's going to come onto the stage and blow your mind.
Music block. Music block.
Yeah, we're just doing a music block. The ferry, I bet, has something to say, big time. You know, I have a remarkable concluding act, which you're not going to want to miss that for sure. And so I think we're in for a good night, and I think we'll get out of here relatively early, all things considered. I'm talking like maybe 5, 6 in the morning. Let's not do it all night anymore. Let's kind of keep it cool. I was just kidding about that. Where are you traveling to next, by the way? Good for you. That's the cheap one. That's where the value and the. I was going to say, are you parked out here? Because we're staying in your place if you're out here. We're all going to pack in with the dogs, and it'll be a beautiful thing. The church, the dogs, a bunch of PBRs, and a 5-minute window of opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, blueberry season, the incomparable blueberry season.
Don't forget the Mikey Esteban.
We got a Mikey Esteban. You don't need that chair, right?
No.
I'm putting the Esteban on your chair.
Space music is driving me nuts. Turn this shit off. What is my heart's in space?
Get it! I love it. Get out of here! We don't want you here! You old bag! You dirty bag!
Kick your class.
Hello, everyone. I am Blueberry Citizen, and I just want to say real quick that my favorite home space in my hometown of New York City is now gone. And they've been around almost around the same time as the Tabernacle of Hedonism, so maybe the Tabernacle will reign supreme. But the point is that anti-folk music is where I found my home, and it's sad to hear about its passing. But without it, you wouldn't have had me, so there's good and there's bad. This song is about the forest and the trees. You do. What you see. What's it mean? Forest is in love you. Forest is in him. You're not right. Forest is in him. You're not right. Make space. Man makes ways. Still make change. Making haze. Forest is in love you. Forest is in him. you're not fine. Forest music here, you're not fine. What awaits tonight? Reparations, land is still upon a blanket. Reparations. Forest isn't love you, forest isn't here, you're not fire. Forest isn't here, you're not fire. This is a new song. Something happened and I feel left out. Something happened and I lost my mind. Something happened and I feel left out. Something happened and I lost my mind. Lost my mind. Feeling left out as I gaze at the clouds in the sky. Love that you have for your fellow man has died. Someone I feel my heart this time. I can tell that I don't have the time. Interacting with the present shifting at a time. Something happened and I feel left out. Something happened and I lost my mind. Something happened and I feel left out. Something happened and I lost the time. Say what you wanted, but you don't know about this daydream gone great. And I'm not going all out right. You walked down that piece you brought to me, and I don't know what words I can use. You walked away through the library and the park over years. Something happened and I feel left out. Something happened and I feel left out. Something happened and I feel left out. Something happened and I... Yeah. Yeah, probably know that song. I'm going to say probably because I encourage you not to encore me. I got stuff to do, but I would prefer that I can fuck off after this, whatever that means. This one's called Altars. You've been missing all the dreams. We found memories, kind of friends. We found different understanding. We found different understanding. We found different understanding. You don't know what you are missing. Silent memories, needing certainty. You don't know what you've been missing. You don't know what you are missing. You don't know what you are missing. ship on that ship. Smoke and sad. You've been pitching. Should walk back to you.
Blueberry Season at bandcamp.com. Watch it.
Blueberry season, everybody, round of applause. Blueberry season.
Yeah, come on, let's set up. Ladies and gentlemen, how about it for Blueberry Season? Give them a round of applause. That's Gainesville at the moment. The Gainesville icon, in a way, I think. He plays his music on stages and in the streets. That's where music is designed to be played. So there you have it, the real deal. Blueberry Season. We're going to set up some stuff now. This is a really wonderful opportunity not to run out the back door and go, oh my God, get me out of here. It's a great, great place to get a bunch of booze or join with our mission. Yeah, start drinking and join with our fucking mission. I'm writing a movie about this. It's going to be great. When the movie comes out, it's just going to be a big deal. Paul Cohen, you know. I got to sign a contract with Paul, though, to make sure he gets half the money. Maybe 60% of the money. I think we're going to get a ton of money, Paul. I think this thing's going to really blow up. I think we're going to go from 12 people to like maybe 18 people. We're going to get this on a small screen, probably in here. I'm making this film like we don't get the money we want for the budget. We'll fucking do it ourselves. I'll pull my iPhone out. We'll put this movie on right here on that fucking little screen there. There's going to be 15, maybe 20 people. We're going to make this thing a big deal. And 5 of those 20 people are going to pay a $3 cover. We're going to take that money, we're going to divide it between us, and then we're going to share it with everybody in the movie, and then we're going to go home and wake up in the morning and keep doing the show. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. What a nightmare. We can do this. Wow, look at that thing. There's so many buttons. All right, you ready to go? What do we need? Hang on. I'm going to consult with the talent, make sure we're set up. And then, hey, all the way from Miami, my hometown, so you better stick around, okay? The next act is coming up. This is your chance to get some booze and support the club. For every piece of booze you buy, the club gets like $4. I mean, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. 4 cents.
You want a mic? Okay. So this is a mic. You standing? Okay. You know, I have a Kennedy Center. I was nominated for Kennedy Center in the Sound Show.
some beer and just relax as you go. Hey, I want this guy broadcast in New Jersey. Yeah. Start it over, Reverend. I want him in New Jersey. Okay, here we go. Hey, let's see. Yeah, I'll let you know. Okay, we're about to hear battle fight. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all three of you for being here tonight. Tabernacle of Hedonism. Are we broadcasting?
Yeah, I'm gonna move the microphone in front of the big microphone.
Yeah, move it. This is the show. Yeah. It's great to be here in front of all four of you. We do broadcast to New Jersey. That's a big deal, by the way. Yeah.
Bon Jovi's watching.
Our next performer, hey, it's possible. Our next performer is passing through Gainesville, Florida by way of Miami, my hometown. Okay. I was born in Hialeah. Lived in Miami Springs. Okay, here's the secret I didn't tell you. The Virginia Gardens City Hall in Virginia Gardens, that used to be my house. That's where the police station is and city government. That used to be my house.
What?
Just telling you.
Oh my
True
God.
story. But ladies and gentlemen, it's great to have some Miami flavor. And, of course, from the heavy drinking, I completely forgot. That's it. Okay. All right. Are we broadcasting? How many people are watching from New Jersey?
Me.
Okay.
I mean, no.
I am.
This show is so popular, the dogs are in the house, yo. Please.
Go to the dog.
And I'm one of them. Please welcome to the stage, all the way from Miami, Florida, Battle Funk.
How the fuck y'all doing?
All right.
I'm sorry, I don't know if you guys curse here.
Oh shit.
And I know you guys do curse. That's the reason why I did that. I would have not if I didn't hear a little bit profanity walking in. Always a welcome. Thank you. So yeah, I'm Battle Funk with a lot of people. And like, you know, if I just met them, they'll be like, Battle Funk, what's your real name? It's like, man, people call me that. It's not even a joke. I just wouldn't tell them my real name for a good 5 years. So I have people that I know like for like a minute. I still didn't know my real name. That's marketing.
Right here.
Yeah.
Alright, that's not an intro to any song I've ever written, so that was just short. Do you wanna sleep forever? And is that really sleeping? Do you wanna live forever? And is that really living? Passive asking, masking answers, passing, testing, passing on, failing life and dragging on. Tell yourself not a damn thing's wrong. Alarming voices, charming noises, promised choices. Fate is hoisted on a hook. Turn the page and write your script. Close the book. Simple song. It's kind of new. Do you wanna sleep forever? really living? Is there really living? Passive asking, masking answers, passing, testing, passing on. Fading life and dragging on. Tell yourself not a damn thing's wrong. Longing choices, promise choices. But life is hoisted on a hook. Turn the page and write your script. Close the book. This is a song that I always wanted to play outside of Miami. I felt like I was trapped with it. I was going to play it because I name dropped Miami, but why would you name drop a place that's still in? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to It was a cold summer night in Miami without you. Where did you go? Where did you go? Oh, I waited inside. Now I'm waiting outside. Around the corner, someone in the back. They didn't even say goodbye. Didn't even try. Where did you go? Where? It was a cold summer night in Miami without you. Where did you go? Where did you go? Better off without you, baby. Never seen eye to eye. You're not really there from my face, by my side. Where did you go? Where the fuck did you go? It was a cold summer night in Miami without you. Where did you go? Where did you go? I do want to do more keyboard songs, y'all. I know I'm going to be trying to
Whatever you want to do.
Two more.
Whatever Dan
At least
says.
2 more.
It's your stage.
By the way, I'm really happy that I got to meet you guys here at Tabernacle and Hedonism, Hardback. I really, it's cool. This is the vibe that I prefer. I'd rather you know what I'm saying, few people that count, you know what I mean?
That's right, the few people that count. You heard it. All 5 of us. Yeah.
All 6 of us, James Weston!
Is that the guy from the taxi?
Yeah.
From the taxi to the seat. I do comedy on the side sometimes. I just say that so people get mad when they poke fun at me. Anyway. Pretty young lady that eyes for me. The next best was that day around for me. She had a bad look, she liked to drink liquor. She did confess she wanted suicide for me. Hanging in the streets, partying with the fiends. She said she changed when I look in her eyes. She went, she knew coke dealers, extra middleman, go get a little PlayStation when home to go, man. Allow her sister and her sister's boyfriend. When he head to the crib, man, the piece in her hand. Coke dealers talking smack to her sister in the back. Well, his sister's man brought in 7 times to his stands. I'm like, oh. 2 more times, oh. The man was okay, but my friend kept playing with a bottle of full throttle with a role model. The sister gave him just with a mistake, every mistake, and the sinister fed me into her system. Her sister fucked my cat, now she stuffed the alcohol in her bread. And every sip she takes brings a little closer to death. Say my people, say my people, say my devil, the breed of evil.
All right, one more. We gotta get that thing in there, man. Come on, get your beatbox going.
Hey, this is not supposed to be a surprise. You're only supposed to know that.
Oh, wow.
All right. I love that. That's perfect volume, please.
Like fucking Jerry Lewis.
I know I took drama class when I was 6th grade. I knew there would be a lot of girls in that class, but I did learn things. And one of them is not to have you back away from the stage, you know. But in this case, please, you know, accept me for this. Please excuse my posterior. I'm not sure you guys know. No one's ever on you. No one's ever let you. When you want me to hold you, it's my loving. Just me I will. No one's ever tell you what to do. No one's ever tell me what to do. Baby, you want me to do the same thing. Don't let me stop you. Just me with you. I believe that no one ever on you. No one ever let you. No one ever on you. You I love it. Just me I will. What to do? No one ever tell me what to do. When you want to do the same thing, don't let me stop it. Just me with you. Yo, thank you guys. Tabernacle. If you guys care.
One more.
Where will you be next, Battle Funk? Where are you heading on your travels? Travels.
Travels. Going with
Travels.
travels.
Whoa.
Drink more of the hardback liquor.
Come back.
Miami traveling. Okie dokie. Let's move on. Thanks, man. You're amazing.
Thank you,
You
man.
have anything you'd like to say? You have some, got some way to connect with you online. Let them know, you know.
Yeah, please, my Instagram.
Yep, I got ya.
Like I said, my Instagram is nice way to see people pull their phone out. So my Instagram.
GMB.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, no, but seriously, my Instagram is at BattleFunk, BATTLEFUNK. And if you want to see like more followers, because that one's like kind of like lame, but it's more personal. I like being lame, it's okay. Sorry. Flash Night Miami is my promotion company.
Okay, cool. That's the one that I.
If you ever want to promote the Tabernacle, we're available.
I totally.
We want to get into Miami. We want to break that scene now.
Yeah, man.
I got a friend who comes to me so every 2 weeks
Yeah.
to bring I don't know what over here and come back.
Break
So
that
I'm
scene.
probably right. I definitely will.
A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a round of applause. Now he's traveling, so find out about him. Might need some gas money and stuff, you know, figure out what's going on there and see what's up. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to acknowledge a unicorn in the building. When I say unicorn, we don't often see some of the founding members of the Tabernacle of Hedonism, and I'm talking about the Secret Council of Society Deacons. But because you're here, I can tell you, that is the one, the only James Wesson right there. Give him a round of applause. If anybody needs a safe ride home, we'll take care of you. He seems to be coming up here, and you don't really tell James what to do, so. James, I love you. Hey, have you got an extra comb or anything? Or do you not do that anymore? Does anybody have a comb or a brush, a clean one? Nothing with the gnats or anything? No, your hands? No, that's not clean. James, you don't have a well, James is gonna sit right here now, and he's just gonna do whatever the fuck he wants, because that's how we roll here at the Tabernacle of Hedonism. We're starting to get into it now, and I would that might you want to back that up because James will get on that. Well, you never know. You never know what happens. You never know what happens. Maybe we leave it there. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next is a good friend of the Tabernacle. He's been coming to the shows for many months now. I think it's months, right? And you never know what he's got in store. But what you do know is you're going to be amazed, and I'm really excited to introduce him, as I always am. You also know that probably he's going to be recording the show. So, you know, be aware. Please welcome to the stage the one, the only, and we're going to set him up and get a drink, and let's go. The one, the only, my friend. I'm proud to say my friend. He comes here if there's 9 people or 3. Usually it's 3. Right now it's about 9. Holy shit, this is a big deal. So tapeworm, are you okay? Are you freaking out? Are you good?
Relative.
Okay.
I'm always never okay.
By the way, before he plays, I just want to announce that the show is the trigger warning. There are no trigger warnings in the show. We don't do that here. This is a freedom of speech. You do whatever the hell happens on stage. We deal with the ramifications later, usually in the media. Okay? But of all the places, when we say safe space, we mean safe that you can say whatever the fuck you want. Okay? We mean safe that if anybody fucks with you, we will protect you if you're one of us. No matter where you come from or what you believe in, we will protect you. But with safety comes responsibility, and we are absolutely responsible to make sure that this is the safest, most unsafe, no trigger warning, fucked up space ever in the history of humanity. So, as safe as it is, watch your back. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him, you love him, you get what the hell's happening here. As if to illustrate my point. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I know you weren't prepared for this, but yes, the anarchy, get it out. Let's do this. Let's get this over with. So, no, anyway. The anarchy and I used to do butt dancing together. And I'm going to leave it there. And now, ladies and gentlemen, yeah. But this is actually the perfect opportunity to introduce another fairly safe yet completely unsafe performer. And again, the show is the trigger warning. Please welcome to the stage the incomparable. I kind of like that it's fucked up and we're just going to have to fix it. I kind of like, no, just throw it in there. Let's fix the fucked upness as we go. Let's iron it out. Let's see what happens. Because, like, where are you going to sit? Tapeworm, are you going to sit there? That'd be interesting. Are you going to sit there and sing into the ass of the microphone as it faces away from you? I've never seen that before.
We are the champions, my friends. Doesn't work.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the incomparable tapeworm. Let's see what he's going to do.
No, hold on. What I would use, I think, get that one. Grab the end of that one and put that one. Oh, okay, you need that version. This is it.
You're getting them all kinds of nuts.
Yeah, you're good. I'll turn it up. Right here. There you go.
All right. Definitely
All right, let's hear that guitar.
hard acts to follow tonight. I think I just cut my set list in half.
No, you play everything.
We gotta get off stage, Saturday.
Alright. How am I flat? There we go. So, every religion has some bad
All
apples.
right, here we go. Tapeworm, everybody.
Every religion has some bad apples, and that includes Satanism. And I'm gonna play a song about a bad apple of Satanism because Richard Ramirez is turning 59. Like the Reverend's brother, Richard Ramirez is turning 59 on Friday. Or actually, his remains are turning 59 because he did a shit ton of drugs and then he went to prison and they probably poisoned him. Who knows? But anyway, this is trying. LA, San Francisco, then Mission Viejo, hard drugs, and snort some smoke, shot some dope, shot some folks, carved out magazines, I trophy, put a speed psycho, high on coke, flying low, high on speed, driving slow. ACDC, night prowler on the radio. He parked the orange Toyota just off the yellow out. Went back to check for an unlocked window. His mugshot posted on the local news. Nowhere to go, captured by civilians. An angry mob quickly was rescued by the police. Just so he could sit on death row. See you in Disneyland with contempt. Richard spoke his execution indefinitely, but no, because the devil takes care of his own. And this was his theme song. The ACDC. Something like that, I don't know. Still a little flat. Alright, Bill Bonning's death day was the day before yesterday. No, it was on Saturday. The day before yesterday on Saturday. He was known as the freeway killer, and they, 23 years ago on Saturday, he was lethal injection. This is about him. This is a they call it Rogers neighborhood. Rogers Madison is still buried underneath the Ventura Freeway. So this is Rogers neighborhood. But I'm gonna skip that part of the song because that was a different guy that did that. He was building the freeways back in the 50s and 60s. Matt Gray Edwards, but this is about LA. New Year's Day 1980 when they took Michael McDonald, turned up the dirt in San Bernardino, murdered his father Cole, Jason Murilla, two condos and Frank Fox soul after soul. Easy and deuces like a never-ending funeral. Each victim of this strange cold sadly became more usual. Easier with every kill, accelerating the death toll. Bill made sure to drive careful when he saw the highway patrol. Blending in with 18 wheels roll the war back, killing for control. His four helpers did what he told them. Arrested, but it was only one drop in the bucket full. In Rogers neighborhood. In Rogers neighborhood. Alright, well, I'm gonna try another one. Uh-oh. Alright. So I'm gonna try this. This is still pretty new. I mean, I think I played it here before, I don't know, but so last Friday, Dr. Charles Collin turned 59, also, like the Reverend's brother. 59 is a lucky number.
59 is a number.
Drinking part of his ministry, settling at 17. His mother died when she was in a car wreck. Bad things just kept happening. Dropped out of school naturally, talking to enlisting. The Navy wasn't his thing, he got bullied mercilessly. Discharged his nursing degree to contribute to society. But there was something wrong behind the scenes. No blue fatality, no clue to reality. Somehow he found relief in all this misery. Got a job at the Livingston Medical Facility with a lack of security. He took the overtime voluntarily, took the graveyard shift. He took the opportunity. No blue fatality, no clue to reality. Injecting drug overdoses might guarantee death. Homicide undetected primarily for the fact that most of his victims were elderly. He didn't learn that he killed a Catholic priest. No blue fatality, no clue to reality. Missing medication needs a way under faculty. Suspicions grow, then living gathers speed. Christopher Hargrove, they were Melvin, Simcoe, and Mary. Lost count after 20-something and they're very self-ordinary with impunity. Fatality, no clue to reality. Code blue fatality, no clue to reality. Code blue fatality, no clue to reality. No. Good. Alright, I might record this because I can't fuck this one up.
Alright.
Alright.
Cowboy, he's recording. Be careful. Be careful.
This is about, so Pestilence Day, or President's Day, it just passed. It's about the president of the church. It's about the BT. 14 years ago on Monday. So day before 14 days ago, the day before yesterday, Dennis Rader, better known as the BTK killer from Kansas, Wichita, Kansas, was apprehended. And there's a reason to celebrate. As if we need a reason to celebrate. That's a good reason. They apprehended the BTK. I don't know. I'm not even going to record this, but they're going to throw another one in there. All right.
I just said that guy would have said that.
Yeah. Oh, say it. It don't matter.
I said I didn't.
Okay.
Come on, man.
That's a contradiction. I love it. With Christianity ingrained, something went wrong inside his brain. He joined the Air Force to maintain the tradition of his family name. Later on, Raider became a dog catcher. He seemed well trained. He was always talking God. Thomas Davidson, those who keep the faith. Compliance officer, nothing more than his family pets go stray. A predator on the prowl, not far from Christ Lutheran where he prayed. In fact, he was the church president. In fact, he was BT Tech, bound, tortured, and killed his way. Was the fate of Dolores David. She was suddenly awakened when she heard the glass door break and wouldn't miss her last breath taken. In distress and desperation, congregation possessed with a God complex. Nature is suppressed and the sickness spreads. Utah, 1981, Sunday, November 22nd. The Mormon family party gets a little weirder when Jason got a headache. God knows he thought that he was so intense with God in heaven. He saw the signs while watching Mary Poppins. Jason got a headache. He told his wife to grab her 11-month-old son call. And they said they're goodbye. They said to get some rest, but Jason just got more obsessive. They go home, watch the rest of the movie. Jason felt special. No one else saw the direction Mary Poppins directed. He knew his faith was true, just like when Abraham was tested. But did he love the Lord as much as Abraham did? Was the question. Grabbing his 11-month-old son Paul, stabbed him to he fled all over the pageant with dressing table until he was dead. Jason calmly promised a resurrection. He would receive less than 5 years, 3 years in an institution to teach his fucking teacher a lesson. Meanwhile, back to the transition. Jason vomiting out blessings. The phone rang. It was a medic. What he needed was an exorcist. Congregation possessed with a God complex. Nature is suppressed and the sickness spreads. Oh, I'm glad I didn't record that one. New Jersey. Just ignore that. Another out of 10. Oh man, I hate to leave it like that. And I just played Eileen Warnos, whose birthday is also on Friday. I'm not gonna do that. How about a protest song? This is the first time I ever tried this one. Sir John Watson protest song. And I'm not gonna make it through it, but whatever they put in hot dogs, it's not what they advertise as the truth. We've been denied all we consume our backwards lies. Freedom as Americanism, GMO apple pies, the butterflies may not survive. May as well say our goodbyes. All right. I got another. I got a counter protest song. I got a counter protest song.
Protest.
Protest against yourself.
Protest that protest song.
Shut yourself down.
Woo!
How's it go?
Rise up to draw down, man.
Make it up. You gotta play.
Ain't no power like power.
You're not
people.
getting off
No
better.
power drugs.
Power drugs.
What do we want?
Reverend,
Now that we're fucked. When do we want it? After lunch. That's it. I forgot the main part.
Keep going. You're doing good.
Well, okay.
cut you off.
Is the dog? Is your animal friend still in the house? And
My anal
is
friend.
he okay with fireworks?
My anal friend loves fireworks.
Okay.
Anal fireworks.
My anal
Is
friend
he okay with fireworks?
is praying that you light a firework out of your
Okay.
mouth.
Because I need this. This is redemption.
There
We
you
all
go.
need it.
All right, comfort.
My anal friend wants you to do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Baby.
All right.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for Battle Phone.
Well, I hope you're enjoying the show, which is designed to mellow you out and give you a state of consciousness that's very, very calm. Thank you. Yes. I need to also get me some firecrackers. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you who have survived are travelers with their beautiful, and I'm sorry about I know about dogs and the fireworks. I have 2 little Shih Tzus at home. You can imagine what I do. They Shih Tzu all over the house. And when the fireworks go off, they're looking at me like, what the fuck? I didn't ask for this. I have to deal with that. So I apologize on behalf of them. But, it's just the way it is. It'll be okay. Cowboy, the legendary cowboy, is in our presence. Okay? He is a spirit guide. If you want to ask him questions, he'll answer. If you want to see some James Brown moves, he'll do them. All right? We're now doing the show. A lot of people are like, when does the show happen?
Is this the show?
This is the show now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage. Gosh, there's so many people. I have to do it right. All right, I have to do it right. I want to do it right, so I'm going to just go with my intuition now. Thank you, Cowboy, for going down there. I had Granny could have gone down there too, by the way, and just letting you know, but she wouldn't have come back up like Cowboy. So I just want to go with intuition. Okay. Yeah?
Not yet.
I remember the old days to fucking chickens.
My intuition is you, and then the Tabernacle Ferry, and then Wasser, and then that's kind of how my intuition is flowing. And then Cowboy, and then eventually I'll go on. I'll be the last one to go on tonight. Are you ready? And how am I introducing you? Ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat. Take a deep breath of the fire you smell burning. That is you, baby. Inhale yourself. Dig it. Enjoy the smell of you. That sounded pretty cool. Enjoy the smell of fire. That's where everything goes. Some people have a head start on it and understand it. I'm not going to say who. I'm just going to say enjoy the smell of the burning. It's good. It's a good thing. We're going to leave these chairs right where they are. This is the stage now. This is our stage. Okay.
Come on, let's do it. Shit, if I know how to play a guitar, I'd be a dangerous man.
Ladies and gentlemen, you never know if you're going to hear, hey, shh, no talking, ma'am. Ma'am, with the hat. Both ma'ams. Ma'am, Miami. Oye, come on. All right, we're going to do this now. I want you to, look, you're in for the ride, okay? So give your spirit and take with you what you learned. We'll take with you what you shared with us, what you taught us. I want you to take with you what you learned. Ladies and gentlemen, I never know if Saints is going to play a delicate, beautiful song or it's going to play like the most insane noise that you would ever hear if you were going through a black hole and about to implode. I have no idea. I can only introduce Saints and say, here we go. Please welcome to the stage, Saints.
Come on.
The song is called Saturn.
Saddle on my pensions, but it's starting to drip off their own roof. Gotta tell me once or twice before I get, but I get it, now I know. Just to look into what's happening with your head to like I look like you sometimes blind. Look at the facts. It's all strolled up like some low swinging axe. Smack talking brawler, remedial shock collar popped. Standing on my doorstep, but I wanted the Old Testament and the New Testament too. I was hoping we could talk about the issues running out. Spread the mystery of the missionary man who gone down politics in the Police Square. Wanna be smack talking brother. Maybe I'm next overdriven. Not enough space to get shit done in the world. If I get it done, why? That's why I've got thought. No more thought. Hey! Hallelujah.
Yeah. Save for something to go in.
I got a new thing online. It's online. You can find it online.
Is it online?
It's online.
Okay, cool.
Make CDs soon.
Hit it!
I began with smoke ritual out of the open, and Anthony Lee. Hallelujah. Always alone. Like I'm in a bonfire, set by itself.
I want to get back with it.
Going home, still open so long. Staying in Stratocaster. short and cheap Chinese stickers. I am a ruin, and a ruin. You would hate to rubbish. Thank you. Oh, one more, I guess. Four fluorescent lights turn on. Bullshit vanity. We must go to any length to find a common problem. I don't need particular, just give me the skinny. Burning that bridge wasn't easy. I'm someone else this week. Sorry, not sorry. I should promptly fuck off. Let me be a word. If it's just be man and get home safely. Every bridge I've laid, some song lost, some is forgotten. Turning the page, learning with age.
Good job, man. Over there.
Thank you.
Round of applause for standing. We're deep into it now. I'm pulling out the Toblerones. I may even unwrap them and serve them up. Miami, you gonna hang out with us? We'll see. Only the rare and few ever make it to the end of the show. Those are the people that I spent my entire life trying to recognize and find. And try to find the people that can survive. People that are going to just be the lone stragglers, the weirdos, the freaks, people who are not like normal people. Albert Einstein was not normal people. We're never going to figure out space with normal people. We're never going to get off this planet without normal people. Wait, let me rephrase that. We're never going to get out into outer space without abnormal people. There, I said it. We're never gonna eat food after like 30 or 40 years from now and survive on planet Earth without abnormal people. There, now I'm saying it right. I was confused. I almost said without normal people. Fuck normal people. Fucking die! Die! If evolution is not for normal people, evolution is for fucking aberrations that challenge the system. That's the only way we progress. I'm telling you from my intuition that normal people are what you leave behind.
Hold us back. Fuck normal people. Yeah. Long live the riffraff.
Toblerone, motherfuckers! That's what I'm saying. Halal approved. Muslims can eat this candy. They said, make those shapes different. And the people said, no. And Toblerone said, all right, we buckle to your authority. Power to the people, yes? Thank you. What is this for? Is this my change for the 20 that I gave you to buy the beer? Alan, thank you. Hang on, Alan. I'd like to tip you $1. I'd like to tip you $1 out of that. So I gave you 20, and I bought a beer, and you gave me the change, and I tipped you $1. What the fuck is so difficult about that? That's beautiful.
Well, good.
That's the way the world needs to work. Pay for what you buy, and then they give it to you, and it's beautiful, and you fucking give them an extra little hello. Why not? Why can't the world of capitalism be like this? Yeah! Local arts and music. Toblerone from another country. Halal approved. Let's eat this shit. We will tell them how big to grow their fucking chocolate bars. They will not tell us. We will tell them. Han shot first. Han shot first. Fuck you, George Lucas. And now the show is complete. Now we understand. Only one thing could bring us closer to the truth. Please welcome to the stage the Tabernacle Fairy, Michelle LeSure. Give her a round of applause. Save us. Tell us the truth. Show us the light. Yeah, do this. Come on. I'm glad you got that there, because I'm not tired of hearing.
What are you talking about, cowboy?
Nothing. It's you guys, not y'all. Yeah.
Yeah, give me that. Ow!
Ow!
I wish I had some moves like cowboy. I really do. So anyway, this is my burlesque routine. welcome to it.
Oh, I fucked that up. Wait a minute. Hang on, let me do that again. Sorry, I fucked up the intro.
Don't interrupt the joke.
No, I'm not interrupting. I'm starting over. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage for Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage for tonight's burlesque performance at the Hardback. Burlesque, a burlesque show by the one, the only Tabernacle Fairy, Michelle LeSueur. Let's hear it for burlesque.
No, I'm sorry, it's not like that.
No. You ought to take that back.
Well, I think coming out and doing, correction was a little bit too much. But that's okay, because tomboys are allowed. It's his freaking show, man.
Oh, it's Reverend Angel.
Yes, you do whatever you want to do. It's like JoJo Kiwa, or whatever her name is. You be you. That's her motto. She's a little pop star. JoJo. So this is my burlesque act. I just sit here with my legs in a man's spread.
Well, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm fully clothed.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Is that all right? But I am wearing lingerie
Yeah.
for the evening, something that you don't wear out in public
Well, you tell it.
unless you're people of Walmart. I'm there.
I've been reading my diary.
My fuzzy slippers, my yoga pants.
Tell them, honey, what you want to tell.
No. What? I got off track. Come on.
All that.
Cowboy, you're fucking me up. Shut up. Damn.
That's Granny's line.
All right.
Oh, that's Granny's line. I'm sorry. I stole her line.
Can't tell a girl, but-
Sorry, Granny, wherever you are. I had a joke.
You freak you out.
There was a joke about this, and I have to reach into the depths.
Huh?
I have to reach down. What are you saying to him? Don't talk to him while I'm performing now. This is the burlesque performance. This is burlesque theater at its finest.
I ain't did it, you did it. Come on, come on.
Show that man's back, watch out.
Okay, all right. It's
It's
not
That ain't funny.
burlesque, so to speak. It's Burlives burlesque. You remember him, jolly little snowman from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Silver and gold, silver and gold. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so that's how he sang. And he didn't say blah blah blah. But he was he was a great guy. And so my burlesque is dedicated to the memory of Burlives. It's burlesque. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good night.
Hey, that was good. Come on, girl. Give me a hug. All right.
Please, please, please. Please don't leave me. God, if you do, I'm gonna go crazy right now. Please, like James Brown, I get on my knees and I say, please. It ain't my time right now.
Burlesque. Come on. That's good shit, everybody. Give her a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. The Tabernacle Fairy illuminated your entire childhood. Don't you understand what she did for you tonight? Don't you understand that in that brief moment, she brought you back to your childhood, and she said, what the hell happened to our world? Burlesque? Burlesque. Burlives? Make the connections, people. It's there for you. All you have to do is dig and research. Do the research and you can find exactly what you need to prove that you're right. It's all available on the Google. Speaking of Google, speaking of technology, speaking of Burl Ives, speaking of finding reality, speaking of politics, speaking of speaking in different languages, speaking of language, speaking of t-shirts, speaking of books that are about lycanthropic, weird fucking creatures that fuck each other regardless of gender. Please welcome to the stage the one, the only, John Wasser, aka, and if you don't have Wassermania, neither do I. Wassermania lives in the known center of the universe. Wassermania, Gainesville, Florida. John Wasser, aka Wahoo! Wahoo!
Rock that shit! Rock it!
And let me put my pop filter on here, my own personal pop filter.
Oh, nice. Fancy. Fancy with your pop filter. Big man now, huh?
Yeah. This shirt I'm wearing is part of my Tabernacle of Hedonism collection. And for every shirt from that collection that gets sold, the Tabernacle's equipment fund goes up by $3. So
We need equipment.
I do have business cards.
We need interested.
It's CRTs at crtease.com/collections and look at the Tabernacle of Hedonism collection.
Yeah.
And if any other performers want to be in that collection, we can arrange that too. And I did start, finally, on moving my collection of erotic paranormal romances over to the lesbian character set. We'll have that done sometime. And about to publish my book on prostate health also for men.
Yes, I want that book.
Very productive day in the law library today. I even printed out the Florida Bar Continuing Legal Education section on boundary disputes. So I have everything available to me that my neighbor's attorney has access to. I can't wait to see that son of a bitch in court. Stopped in to see about getting my tire fixed because I've been running on the compact spare for a week. They wanted $15 just to put a simple plug in. I believe I have plugs and an installation kit at home. I did buy a $70 Campbell Housefield 12-volt rechargeable compressor at Tractor Supply for $27.99. I will be going to Harbor Freight for a new stationary compressor next week or as soon as my PayPal payment gets credited. And I hope I can find the funds to boost a post on my Facebook business page. Total lots of shit going on with 45 this week. Some young politician was caught spreading misinformation about Kamala Harris, and all kinds of false stories about every Democratic frontrunner have been showing up in social media, often traceable to Russian sources. From whatthefuckjusthappenedtoday.com, we find some new information very damaging to 45. During public testimony before the House Oversight Committee, Michael Cohen accused Trump of criminal conduct while in office, including the fact that Trump knew ahead of time about WikiLeaks' plan to release DNC emails that were intended to damage Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign. Cohen also described his relationship with Trump. He's a racist, he's a con man, he's a cheat.
I don't know it.
Cohen said Trump knew that Roger Stone was communicating with WikiLeaks during the 2016 election and had advanced knowledge that WikiLeaks planned to publish the hacked Democratic National Committee emails intended to damage Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign. Cohen suggested that federal prosecutors in New York are investigating an unspecified crime volume number 45 that has not been made public yet. Michael Cohen's cell phone was briefly activated near Prague around the time of the Russian meeting described in the Steele dossier, which purports that Cohen and one or more Kremlin officials met in or around the Czech capital to plot ways to limit discovery of the close liaison between the 45's campaign and Russia. Cohen denied he had ever been there. The House has passed legislation mandating federal criminal background checks on all gun sales. Yay. The most significant gun control measure in more than 2 decades. The Senate, however, is unlikely to take up the measure, and even if it does, 45 has already said he would veto it because they impose unreasonable requirements on gun owners. Bullshit, man. The White House banned 4 U.S. journalists from covering 45's dinner with North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un after they shouted questions earlier in the day. Pence's new chief of staff disparaged people with HIV and AIDS in an early 1990s college newspaper column, claiming that the transmission of the disease was largely the result of repugnant homosexual intercourse. There's a poll, the new poll says that 68% of Americans say they want the Robert Mueller report to be made public, while 10% say it should not be made public, and 22% are undecided. Interesting article on Slate today about Kavanaugh's opinions, and in particular his dissent to a case about abortion. Slate found that Kavanaugh cites judicial decisions less than others on the federal bench, even while he cites statutes and constitutional provisions more than any other justices. For many commentators, his June medical services dissent amounted to an attack on the Supreme Court's abortion precedent, and in the wake of that decision, fears that Kavanaugh cares little about case law seem to be rising. My protest song this week, I'm going to do another Talking Vietnam number, this one by Phil Oakes. Sailing over to Vietnam, Southeast Asian Birmingham. Well, training is the word we use. Nice word to have in case we lose. Training 1 million Vietnamese to fight for the wrong government and the American way. Well, they put me in a barracks house just across the way from Laos. They said, you're pretty safe when the troops deploy, but don't turn your back on your houseboy. When they ring the gong, watch out for the Viet Cong. Well, the sergeant said it's time to train, so I climbed aboard my helicopter plane. We flew above the battleground. The sniper tried to shoot us down. He must have forgotten. We're only trainees. Those commies never fight fair. Friends, the very next day we trained some more. We burned some villages down to the floor. Yes, we burned out the jungles far and wide, made sure those red apes had no place left to hide. Threw all the people in relocation camps under lock and key, made damn sure they're free. Well, I walked through the jungle and around the bend. Who should I meet but President DM? Said, you're fighting to keep Vietnam free for good old democracy. That's democracy. That means ruled by one family and 15,000 American troops, give or take a few thousand American troops. He said, I was a fine old Christian man ruling this backward Buddhist land. Well, it ain't much, but what the heck, it sure beats hell out of Shanghai Shek. I'm the power elite, me and the 7th Fleet. He said, meet my sister, Madame Nu, the sweetheart of the Ambien food. He said, meet my brothers, meet my aunts, with the government that doesn't take a chance. Families that slay together, stay together. Said, if you want to stay, you'll have to pay over $1 million a day. But it's worth it all, don't you see? If you lose the country, you'll still have me and Sigmund Reed. Shanghai Shek Madam New, like I said on Meet the Press, I regret that I have but one country to give for my life. Well, now old DM is dead and gone. All the new leaders are anti-red. Yes, they're pro-American, freedom sensations, against Great China, the United Nations. Now all the news commentators in the CIA are saying, thank God for coincidence. And now, todo ha hecho en español, como una promesa, eres tú, como una mañana de verano, como una sonrisa, eres tú, así, así, eres tú. Toda mi esperanza, eres tú, como lluvia fresca en mis manos, como fuerte brisa, eres tú, así, así, eres tú. Eres tú, como el agua de mi fuente. Eres tú, el fuego de mi hogar. Como mi poema, eres tú, como una guitarra en la noche. Todo mi horizonte, eres tú, así, así, eres tú. I kind of like to sing that one. Como una cerveza en la noche. And that's it.
Fantastic. Thank you, John.
Yeah.
John
Go for
Foster,
another drink.
everybody.
Mercy. Somebody call the doctor.
Give my microphone cotton.
Folks, we only have one more act. For those of you who are passing through, safe travels. If you dare stay for the final act, you'll be on the A list. It's only one more performance. It'll be 10 minutes maybe. And it's a wonderful performance you need to see. It comes from the earth, comes from the center of all of us. Please welcome to the stage to close us out the incomparable, the fast moving, sweet singing, dance stepping, incredible, profound storytelling of the one telling you better not leave. You better tough it out. If you got here, you better stay for the end. And this is the end, my friends. The only end, my friends. Ladies and gentlemen, learn, live, love, and share. The one and only cowboy. Give him a round of applause.
That's it. Somebody call the doctor. Which you can't do rid of. You know, if anyone you in here never heard me before, you hear me now. You know, I guess some people wonder why. They wonder why a man want to sing a lonely, slow, and sad song. You'll be surprised at things a man won't do when the one he loves is gone. I only been in love 2 times in my life. Strangers have seen with the same girl twice. My heart is broken more times than the 10 commandments. I was made to cry more times than the crying weeping willow. If you ever happen to see a man walking the streets tonight, he's not a bird or gangster, nobody like that. It's just only me. I'm walking because I got pain in my heart. But I want to tell you how you can recognize me. You know me about these words. Tonight, I walk the streets alone. I can feel the pain deep inside. I got no one that said sweet things to me. I'm lonely as a man could be. That woman over there trying to make me pay. That all my life I call it sacrifice. Love is nothing but sacrifice. You see, sometimes I walk around, I look up and I wonder sometimes how many years are living in front of me. Before I can find me somebody to set my poor heart free. I said, only the good Lord up above knows. Tell me what have I done to call these pains on me. You see that woman over there trying to make me pay? All my life, I call it sacrifice. Love is nothing but sacrifice. But you know, I was so bad off here when I done. I went to my mother. I said, Mother, your boy got pain in his heart. The girl I love, she so far away. Now that's number one. Now that song right there. If they ever get on the market, it's gonna be number 1 seller right there. Now, I'm gonna go with 2 more. The other one I'm just cut through. Hey everybody, just come on, get around. I know you don't need to listen. Cowboy gonna tell you anyhow. I know I'm not educated, although I've been to school. That what that witch I had when the time I never said it before, I said it now. You know what? She had 1 too many men. That woman had 1 too many for me. Look here, she had 1. My heart began to burn, and she had 2. She was trying to make a fool out of me. And she had 3. And a woman, you know, I don't know what what? And then she had 4. And she named a little boy Joe. She had 5. I began to open my eyes. And she had 6. The neighbor said she put me in a tree. She had 7. Things that got no better. The woman had 8. I thought you were quit from my own mistake. And then she had 9. The world's on my mind. She had 10. It looked like a woman she trying to start all over again. She had 11, 12 different boys. She could go. Ooh, babe. Girl, I don't need your love no more. You better listen to all your men. You better take my advice. Cause a woman, she'll do your own. Don't care about being your wife. I had myself alone from a woman that I had all my life. And every rainy day goes by, I had to make a sacrifice because she had 1 too many for me. I said she had 1 too many for me, and I couldn't take it. Well, I can't take it. Now, when Tom goes, wait a minute, I ain't do. I say ain't do. I'm going to be doing it.
Teach.
The freedom train is coming. Can't you hear that whistle blowing? It's time for all you people to take this freedom ride. I'm gonna ride down through the valley under the clear blue sky. And every man gonna walk that crowd with his head up high. I'm gonna ride down through the valley and under the clear blue sky. And every man gonna walk with his head up high. I'll be a free man now, yes I will. I'll be a free man now. It look like time is changing. In the train waiting in the station, going to the mountain top. Get on board. I'm gonna ride down through the valley, and I'm gonna look on the clear blue sky. And every man. Now I'm gonna show this right here, because I know I might have took too much time up here. But then again, I put the rest of the lyrics right here. You know, this song I ain't trying to put on the CD. This song here. Bring her back, she don't belong to you. She will only make you sad and blue. Look here, she's young, she's fine, she's bad, but she's mine. One day she gonna leave you all alone. And like a lonely child, she come running home to me. In my arms the way she long to me, I said, bring her back, she don't belong to you. All right. Well, I'm gonna cut this little right here. Me and Tom will get together with her, and then I'm gonna get off this stage. I think I'll call my used to be. Tell her that I planted the tree. It brings back old memories. Now, can't you remember when your hair was blowing in the wind? I thought the days will never end. You know, I passed that old tree where we used to be. It brings back old memories. You look here, your mother, she got tears in her eyes, and Ted gonna be singing, here comes the bride. All right! Good God, like James Brown said, break out of the cold sweat. Woo! Papa got a brand new bag. Woo! Yeah. All right. You know what? I don't like the children. Since I got this microphone, I think I got control.
We're not gonna cut him off.
Well, wait a minute. Okay, Tom, I'm just saying a couple more words and you cut it off. You know, when I woke up this morning, Tom, I seen a fox. And I seen a brother. Cause you know, a fox real slick. Well, okay, both of them are together. Well, you know what it was? The fox told the brother, look here, I don't want to hear no joke, I'm hungry. Oh, you hungry? Well, down the street, a farmer got a lot of chicken. Don't you like chicken? Yeah, love chicken. You know what? That was the day when the brother told the fox, he said, look here, God always make a way. You gonna go with me? Yeah. Well, the old slick fox wasn't thinking. Just because, see, the fox been eating the man chicken anyway. And so he went down there. He grabbed it. And when the farmer came out, what happened? Pow, pow, bam. Well, the brother looked at him, he said, didn't I told you God gonna make a way? And I'll do it.
I want to thank the Reverend Angel Dust, big time. This is going to be a movie, you'll see.
Football match next week.
Yeah. What's next week?
Football match. Famotidine.
Famotidine. Next week is Famotidine. Now, I suppose many of you thought, well, what's the Toblerone show or Toblerone show all about?
That's what I was wondering.
The Toblerone show is about this. And Reverend, if you'll take the stage with me.
Yeah.
Because
put the Reverend up.
I couldn't do this without you.
Oh, thank you.
The Reverend Angel Dust was doing shows before I ever even got to Gainesville in 1984.
Reverend who?
I'm really proud to say that together, collectively, we've legalized marijuana. Couldn't you say so?
Of course. They're making open already.
They couldn't do it without us.
I'd also like to say that this show is the longest running live variety show in America, and that's actually true. Third thing I'd like to say is, you were asking about the theme. The Reverend Angel Dust and I are going to unwrap these Toblerones. And as you go wherever you go, and you may do that as you wish, but if any of you would like to take a piece of the Tabernacle's chocolate and eat it and love it and enjoy it before you go, it is available for you to do. Reverend, I'll give you the last word.
Do that which is right.
This is how you do it. In case anyone was wondering how to do it,
That's how you do it.
this is how you do it. They even wrote a song. The song is called "This Is How You Do It." Now, Reverend, I can't do this. This is for you. And we don't have any gloves, so you're gonna have to figure out this fucking chocolate bar and good luck. I'll probably go in line, but Reverend, if you pick off one little mountain and you give it to whoever wants it. So you break that little mountain off and give it to them.
It's like communion.
Just break that off and give it to them.
Communion.
Right this back. Come on up and get it.
I'll stick to the blood.
You can have it. You can have it. Yeah, just pick off the mountain. Just keep unwrapping, and I'll give you another one right now. Thank you, everybody. Amazing night. This is your Kodak moment. Come on up, get your Toblerone. His hands are clean. His hands are clean. You don't have to do that. We'll work on that.
Given to you by the Reverend Angel
That's a
Dust.
good analogy. That's good.
I don't think they're gonna die yet.
We're not a cult. We are not a cult.
Hey,
We're working.
hey, Reverend. They ain't wanting to give Joe a bar.
Yeah, boy, take that whole thing down. Boy. You get three.
I heard there was free chocolate.
Come on in. Come on
I
up.
get all kind of headaches.
They don't care. Your headache will go away tomorrow.
Oh no, they got it.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming.
All kind of headaches.
Good stuff. Anarchy's back for round two.
We're going for a second.
People need to eat. Reverend, do you eat chocolate?
Yeah.
May I offer you a, and may would you offer me one too? I'll take that. I'll give you another one here. Thank you. Thanks for coming. I come for round two. Thank you, the Tabernacle of Hedonism, everybody.
Yeah.
I want the other kinds.
We're not a cult.
The greatest show on planet Earth.
Yeah, no question. No doubt.
You get some Toblerone, you
Oh
got it.
no, I'll stick to the wine.
Here. Look,
Oh, I got bad teeth. I got
I
bad.
do too. Hold these up.
Man.
I didn't even touch it.
Right.
Not
I got
about
bad
it.
teeth too. Just let it melt in your mouth. Swallow the nuts. You know what I'm saying? Just let it melt in your mouth and swallow the nuts. I got bad teeth too.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Yeah,
It's really amazing. I've never seen it so much.
You guys have a super top-notch, honorable place. You came early and you stayed till the end. That almost never happens.
Stay till the end.
Angels do, right?
The weird on.
Always be welcome. Always be anointed big time and welcome big time people.
Bringing the dog.
Oh, the dog.
Firework in your mouth.
I got Hey, we did great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna
Tom, I ain't gonna rush that today. Give me some more.
Okay.
They bugging me that they get it.
Boy, you were so good tonight, Cowboy.
But look at
Put you in my movie.
Tom, they bugging me about them CDs.
I hope they cast you. Would that be great?
I can get people, I take it down there to Miami and Fort Lauderdale, and I do them for it. I got a lot of kids for that. Don't let it be over here. The people bugging me to death. I feel like killing.
I predict in less than 8 months we're going to be famous.
Oh, okay. We already are.
I know we are.
Tom.
That's actually the.
Tom, give me some more CDs. I'm tired of them clowns asking me.
All right, I'm gonna get you. I'll hook you up. Come next week and we'll get it.
Come on, I don't care if it's but 7, 8 of them. Get it to me, please. Tom.
See that door right there?
Yes, sir.
Watch this.
I'm tired of people begging me and they're hollering and screaming. I'm tired of that.